So yeah, we got. If you were tuned in last time, we reached our followers goal, so we got to affiliate status, which is really awesome. And again, thank you guys for following us and sticking to this with us while we got everything up and going. Big shout out to Christian, Coach Mike's boy, for being our 50th follower. So we really appreciate that. And then the bunch of others that jumped on after that, including our very own Coach Luke, who waited till after 50 to support us. And then yeah, big shout out to James, the first subscriber we have. Yeah, wait, did it already play ads for you, Danny? Because I thought I turned that off, but I was gonna turn it on anyway. But yeah, so big shout out to James for using his Twitch Prime to subscribe. Good, because we get paid for that. All right, excellent. Well, all that aside, we could talk all that fun stuff later. Let's get into the footage. We've got footage from this past Thursday with some highly anticipated submissions that I heard about in class. So let's jump right in. I'll try to figure out when the ad breaks are happening. It might just be right when you jump on, but there will eventually be ad breaks during the stream.
I did not see it. I just logged on and I didn't see it. So.
Yeah, whatever. We got our second subscriber. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah. No problem. I do what I can.
Investing in ourselves. All right, so you and Austin up top, and Danny and Aiden in the foreground. What was the ad for? Was it at least anything good that you care about, or was it like a random car commercial or something? Or a video game? Danny is digging in on this. What's up, James? Look at that badge you got, man. Got that first badge and the subscriber badge. So yeah, it looks like the Kimura, and then of course, you know, opportunities depending on how Aiden rolls for arm. Oh, okay, he gets the armbar. I also made some other badges like late last night. I don't know if and when they'll show up, but like as you guys subscribe for longer periods of time, you'll get like a little white belt, a blue belt, purple, brown, black. There should be a lion at some point, like the MOBJJ lion that should appear next to your name if you subscribe, which you can do with your Twitch Prime. Danny, the first. Who's that? Caleb.
Camden.
Caleb and Camden. Yeah.
Yep.
Man, Aiden is just getting a little too heavy up top here. Right, Danny's got him fairly well under control. I mean, so that right here, like his head is over top of Danny's head, right? Which means his legs are light, his hips are high, and that's, you know, Danny doesn't allow him to sit back and get heavy, and just continues to take him over. So got to pay attention to your base and your weight distribution there. What Aiden's done here with his overhand grip to the belt, or so he's got an underhook and a belt grip. I'd like to see him try to bump Danny a little bit higher, right? Like get Danny more up in that direction to access those legs and utilize the power of that underhook here. You could also use his top leg, which is like kind of still, I don't know, he's got this weird leg entanglement going on.
Mm-hmm.
But if you extended his left leg out and tried to use that to hook Danny's leg that he has captured there, you might have a bit more effective, ready for the headbutt. What happened there? Oh, Danny with the Darce.
Darce. I think Caleb's got an arm on Camden. I don't know if he finishes it.
I don't know, but if Caleb was sitting on me up there, I might tap to that too.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it.
Almost on that on the armbar setup.
Did you go for a flying armbar attempt?
I mean, yeah, minus the flying, just like kind of the sitting to it from the standing position.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think like it's super close there. I think if Danny just got his hips out, like if he got the turn a little bit better,
mm-hmm.
it would be there. So right here, if his spine was more like along that line, he could more easily get that leg over the head.
Mm-hmm. Aiden's hands are kind of shutting it down a little bit. Oh, but he's got the triangle. I guess both of them kind of, but Danny has a tighter triangle.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Aiden should be really fighting that right now. I think he should be fighting the lock that he's in.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's fighting blindly. He has his own arm and head trapped. And yeah, Danny's wise to just like stay composed and relock when he has the chance. Now Aiden's in a lot of trouble. Alright, he survives it. I guess Danny's just not good at triangles anymore. No, all of your all those recent attempts with that armbar have just gotten better and better, Danny. Little back step. Gotta get the knee in. Like on this back step, don't be sloppy just like letting your hips sag down. Like you gotta focus on getting the knee behind their knee before you worry about like your hip position, right? Like right here, that's where you should be scooping in behind that leg instead of. He might have just turned into you and made that a little more difficult, but something to keep in mind.
Left knee behind left knee.
Yeah.
So I did the mat triangle finish.
With the
Austin
arms.
Yeah, to squeeze the arms together, like squeeze the knees with the arms. So I've got the lock, and Austin was doing good not to let me cut the angle, and so I just grabbed my knees and squeezed them together, and sure enough, it tightened up, and yeah,
nice.
we were going over some of the over-under passing.
Yeah, which I think you hit one early on him in this round. Caleb just ragdolling Camden.
Yeah, over-under passes are definitely not my strongest pass. I need to work those in. I think Matt was showing some finer points of it, and it's something I need to brush up on for sure.
Camden looks so serious.
Yeah.
He grips with intention, which I really like to see. Not so much just sitting into a butterfly guard.
Right. Okay.
Aiden's been rolling with Steven lately, apparently.
Yeah, right.
Let's see that again. So he plants his head. Up and over. Man, Camden almost, if he could have kept him going, like he did a really smart thing here where he frames the head right there, right?
Yep.
So like if he could have planted off of this foot and bridged him over, he would have been in a great top position, taking side control on him.
Okay. Aiden's getting the Katagatame.
All right. Aiden on board early. Messing up white belts next.
We got Caleb and Jason in the back.
Yeah. And I don't know who Cole's going with over there in the corner.
I don't know. I was trying to figure that out too.
All right, so Aiden's in a good spot right here with this. Oh, was it Danny?
Yeah, I think so.
It might be. Let's go back to this neon belly Aiden's at. So, what's Aiden? Or what is Camden doing here?
Framing the chest.
Yeah, and it looks like he's got his foot up in the right, like his left foot is up on Aiden's right arm. But I think Aiden has good control over Camden's right arm here.
I think so. That's why you don't frame on somebody's chest.
Yeah.
When they're in a mounted position.
Let's see how this ends. I don't want to give Aiden a tip here. Then we got to go see what happened with Caleb and Jason.
Yeah.
So Camden's got to get more comfortable with cutting his angles when he's in arm bars, but we'll get to that in a second. So right here, right? Remember, anytime you're doing an arm bar, it's critical that you control the shoulder line, right? And have good influence over the head. I like to sit in a controlled manner when I'm finishing these. And like right here, you see Aiden's getting closer and closer. He's stepping over the head. But look how much space is between the leg and Camden's face by the time Aiden goes to sit down. Watch how this space never really closes up. And as a result, during that roll up there, Camden can make it difficult for Aiden to finish this, right? Aiden does.
He has that opportunity.
Right. And Aiden does he gets his leg in there, but like it shouldn't be that much of a battle, and I don't think Camden should have been able to roll up on that. So just keep that in mind when you're going to finish your arm bars from that mounted position, even from neon belly. Get the heel of your foot like against their cheek, right? And you don't even necessarily have to roll over. Bertram has a great armbar variation where he stays mounted and just it's even more tight than an armbar that you finish on the back. At least it feels that way. Let's go back to Caleb and Jason.
I think he's gonna do a step armbar.
Caleb just put the pressure on him. Yeah, he tapped out to a suppressor. Was that Aiden's second? I think so. I don't think I gave him a point for that armbar.
I think so. So I think this is when I started coaching Jason.
Okay.
And yeah, right about here. Didn't like how he wasn't, he wasn't really making a solid connection. So I think I stepped in and started coaching. Looks like Aiden's trying to set up a bow and arrow choke, or at least some sort of sliding collar choke.
Yeah, which I'm happy to see. I don't.
Yep.
I don't want to see you guys going for rear naked strangles as your
In the gi.
Yeah, as your primary attack from the back when you have a gi on.
I really like how he switched from like a hip grip. I don't know what the hell you want to call it, but from the
like
from
on the pants.
Yeah, like a high pants grip down to a low
right here
at the knee. Yeah, so he's doing that just to slow Camden down, but he quickly changes over because he knows that that's the way to really lock down your opponent. So I'm also happy to see that. Don't know whether he finishes it or not, but it's definitely the right thing to do.
Yeah, it definitely helps you maneuver around. Look at that. All right, man. Great finish.
I think he did that with just the sliding collar choke.
Yep. Yeah, he did. You could see him adjust to the adjust his grips. So when he leaves that pants grip here, I think he digs under the arm, gets the cross side lapel.
Yep. Yeah.
And then
Pulls
you can just
straight down.
Yeah, you can just tell with his arms how he. Yeah, excellent. Good adjustment, man.
Yeah, very nice. A lot of times you forget that was always there.
Yep.
With the attempt.
Brandon, thanks for the sub, buddy.
Thank you.
So I've got a lot to do with this, with like all the things we could do now with Twitch and the like having affiliate status, but like we'll get some cool little flare things popping up on the screen when you guys subscribe, and kind of like how we did with the followers and all that. Get you guys some cool badges, and try to milk this platform for everything it can do for gamers, but make it work for us. Caleb switching to the leg. Heel hooking, maybe ish. He's got the.
He has the heel exposed. I remember going over like.
Yeah.
He obviously didn't lock it up or anything. He just acknowledged it.
Yeah. What happened there? Oh, I think Aiden got a baseball bat choke. Aiden's picking on Camden. And he's out in the lead.
Knee bar. Yeah.
Caleb got the knee bar?
He did.
Look at him inverting, getting him off balance.
And then he just keeps rotating.
Yeah, that was great. Awesome. Man, good stuff early on from you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Good matches.
Now that Caleb's all tired and I had a rest round.
Perfect. So, I want everybody to notice what you just did there. Because you basically, I mean, you found yourself in north-south really fast. But,
Yeah.
like, look how your retaining your guard. Like you're focusing on having one knee in and letting that be the lead to your re-guarding here. And like I know I've talked about it a lot recently with some of the lower belts, but like when you're in side control, when you're in mount, whatever, you're often establishing one frame and then trying to get your next frame and then trying to get your next frame. So like you use that first one to get your next ones. Like that's the easiest way to think about it without trying to remember a sequence to do in situation A or situation B. And like right here, you immediately get your knee in. That allows you to rotate around and shut down his pass right around your guard at the very beginning of that takedown or guard pull or whatever.
Yeah, it's something that effectively, like I'm trying to work on some of the stuff that Danaher talks about with the knee positioning, and I don't know. It's sometimes it works flawlessly, like in that case. Other times I'm having a hell of a time getting it. But
yeah, for sure.
But this is another time where I'm using the same principle of making sure that my knee can fit inside the hip, and as he starts walking around, I actually have opportunities to start taking the back.
Yep.
I want to say I'm trying to go for a I'm on the back, so I'm obviously trying to go for a bow and arrow. But as he's trying to escape, I've got to make a lot of modifications to my footwork. Because when he wants to go somewhere, I have to go with it, right? Like, yeah. So so this is an interesting one too. So I'm going straight for the bow and arrow choke, but I cannot lock up the pants grip yet. I have not been able to score the pants grip. And the reason is
Go ahead.
I felt like as soon as I was going to let go of my left arm in order to score that, he was going to rotate straight out of it, like he was just going to run away.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually switched to a sliding collar choke for that reason. So he walks over, I hike up, I think, yeah. So my bottom leg comes over and I lock that in to like a crucifix. And then I start pulling down on his other collar. So I get rid of the one arm, pull down on the other collar, and then I can score the choke.
One thing I might start doing is isolating some of these strangle faces you guys make, using them for emotes in the chat. We gotta make everybody face the camera when we sub them now, especially with strangles.
Yes.
Alright, let's watch Danny get railroaded by Brooke.
Oh, dude, you get a full 8 minutes of that, or 12 minutes of that later for me.
Great. Yeah, Danny, I wanted to do that one too. I'm gonna save that, and hopefully it's a good enough resolution. It's so blurry when it's blown up, but it should be good for the for an emote.
So it's funny because Luke showed something very similar to this, I think on, what was it, Saturday? It was Saturday when we were talking about doing the north-south escape. But effectively, what I just did there with Caleb was the same underlying principle. As he starts walking around, so he comes up and he starts trying to transition into a north-south position, and he starts beating my legs. but I have my knee that can come in underneath the shoulder. My other leg hikes up, and I'm just shoulder rolling over top to threaten a back take. So then he scoots out the back, and I get the regard instead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like you don't have to wait till you're being smothered and flattened out to escape. What happened with Danny and Brooke already?
Like,
I feel like she got in on a heel hook.
Yeah, I think so.
And Danny, she showed Danny some mercy. She tried to heel hook.
Looks like she did heel hook.
Yeah, I'm gonna say she did and give her points. Then you're like, well, you're not supposed to do it in the gi. I feel like Cole's just been punishing Austin this whole time. Like, slowly, silently punishing him over in the corner. Yeah, Danny, we do it sometimes. Don't get caught there. Man, you've almost got Caleb in a really good sweep position right now. Like I could just see you setting it up, like arms across your chest. Yep. You're all the way out. It's like you're reaching up for the hip to get him over. Yeah, there it is. Go for the back take.
Yeah, so you see how he's cutting his hips back like that. If I could get my right foot pummeled out, outside of his right leg, then I would be going for like that the whatchamacallit, the wing sweep.
Right.
But since I can't get my foot out, I'm like, oh well, I've got arm across my body, so it's easy enough to start pulling him down to take the back. So I opted for that. But he's doing a really good job of driving into me, trying to get his arm back. But it's it's in the gi, so
yeah. He's pinning your right leg here too, like. I feel like kind of impeding your mobility a bit.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just grabbing up the lat and then trying to pull him down.
Do we get to watch Danny heel hook Brooke now? Just heel kick her in the face. You guys are just moving, right? I don't think there was a tap there.
Yeah. That's true. Shit.
So Danny's got Brooke in a position very similar to how Gary Tonin had Tan Lee in that match on Friday, where if he's got the ankle control, and if he used his left leg to kick Brooke off in this direction and get her hands to the mat, he could really make a solid attempt at finishing her with a leg submission at this point. but since she's standing upright and all of her weight is on her feet instead of on her hands, it's going to be difficult to finish that. Just kick her in the butt next time and send her forward.
Yeah, like an X guard sweep.
Yeah. Ooh, out the back. I want to see you set this up.
Delahiva. I went straight Delahiva. He wanted to get his right leg back, and that gave me the opportunity. As he started walking around, I just snuck my left leg in, kicked, pulled on the belt.
He knows it.
Yeah.
That was good. Let's see Jason like blast double eight in here.
Yeah. I think we've got. Well, yeah, we definitely have another. What do you call it? Like a nugget coming through in here, an Easter egg, so to speak, coming up. Easter egg
Austin
submission. Yeah.
Sweet.
Austin and Aiden.
I want to make Jason's wrestling like unstoppable. That was good. Whoops.
That was nice.
Yeah. Like there was a second ago. What was it? Yeah, it was like right around here. It looks like he level changes, almost goes in on a double. That might have been a little further back. But he's giving Aiden a lot to think about, right? Yeah, like right there. Like just being able to finish that. I think he's got the explosive power. Just got to get some of the finishing mechanics of the takedown under control. Which match with Austin is it?
It's like the last match of the night.
Okay.
Austin, Aiden, and Aiden.
Got it. I think these matches between Matt and Cole have been really beneficial for Cole as far as like learning some or like polishing up some of his passing and stuff. I know they've been going over a lot of things.
Yes.
Matt's had a lot of good looks for Cole. Almost as good as drilling techniques. Scooch ahead. Let's see what these guys do with this. Actually, so looks like Matt jumps in the mount. You see Austin and Danny over here?
Yeah.
Let's go back. They just had a wild little exchange. I like that Austin.
Retention, Austin.
Yeah, remarkable. I was just gonna say I like to see how comfortable he is with, where like his spatial awareness when he's inverting. Danny doing the little Mitch Nado.
Yeah.
A slower, like maybe an F1, F2 tornado.
Yeah.
Matt's doing a hell of a job working his way up Cole's body and mount here. Like, look how he's trying to isolate the right arm. Gets it early on at the elbow. Cole still has his hand in play. But Matt just takes up all that space as he walks up.
Yep. I like that Cole, as simple as it is, but I'm glad that Cole is keeping his elbows down and his hands safe. There's so many times of, earlier on where he would do the bench press, try and put his hands in the person's belly to try and get him off.
Yeah.
Open up his arms. That way, Matt still got to him, but, I mean, it is what it is at that point. Matt had to work in order to get those arms.
Yeah, it wasn't just a quick giveaway. But he also, the way Matt did that here is look how he cuts his angle, right? He's under Cole's elbows. Like, his elbows aren't down far enough, but he, controls the head and cuts the angle. Let me see if I can pause at the right spot. Right, so Cole's elbow's already up, but then right here, right, he doesn't let Cole sneak away from him too much as he starts to cut the angle around him. There we go. Right, and he's getting set up for it now. And kind of to the earlier point when I was talking about Aiden's armbar, look how controlled Matt is as he steps over. He doesn't lift his ass up too high. He brings his head over his far foot here, or the foot that's over the body, to make that other leg light and make it easy to swing around. Like, if he was sitting upright, he would have to lurch forward and quickly swing the leg around, and that's where you get escapes, right? So he hits this nice and controlled, gets the leg over, sits to his butt, and he's got that arm locked up early on. Aiden's got Jason in some trouble right now, looks like.
Yeah, what does he have? He just have a top?
Yeah, just a
Okay.
like a trap triangle. I like how much he's using his hips to keep Jason off balance.
No, he needs to cut the angle.
Yeah. When he's ready to finish this, he needs to cut that angle. But yeah, in the meantime, I feel like Jason's he's one of those guys that's pretty good about quickly shrugging out, which is why I'm happy to see him keeping him off balance. But yeah, is everybody going for what does he do here? I guess he just got he had the arm across, so it might have just been enough pressure.
Right.
Aiden having a good day today. I think Matt's just torturing Cole with some neon belly for the last 30 seconds.
I want to say they roll through into the next round.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cole was he was taking it easy on Saturday because of a hip flexor issue. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was rolling a little tough today.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they keep going. That's why I didn't cut it on this one.
It's like they took a break at the beginning of the round.
Right.
Oh, dirty. See that again, a little collar drag action. Come on, where's it at? Let's see this slow-mo. Loads him up, kicks him over. Aiden knows it. I like how he's kind of like TPing up like that as he clocks himself around. Did he have control of his legs when he was doing that? So he had a hand on the hip. Obviously it worked right now, so it wasn't like a huge problem, right? But just point this out because you know Aiden's gonna get better at shutting down things like this, right? I would like to see. It's gonna be difficult. I don't know where Aiden's right hand is, but like this, or I'm sorry, Caleb's right hand is at the cloth of Aiden's bottom knee, right? Just to keep that knee from finding its way in. Like Aiden should be doing his damnedest to get that bottom knee in, or I guess in this case the inside knee in. He's got the frame at the hip, so.
Yeah, I think it was down towards the Aiden's left hip.
Yeah.
Is where Caleb's right hand was. Yeah, completely agree.
Okay. It's getting a little romantic. That might be the record length for a muffler on footage right now.
Yeah, right.
They're playing to the camera right now too. So let's go back. See how Aiden gets out of this. So Aiden already has his elbow down, it looks like. So
yeah.
he's not in any significant armbar trouble.
No.
So he wisely gets his hips up, gets the knees pointed away, comes up on top. That's good. Nice. I was hoping Caleb would do that. That was good.
He's coming up.
Just bounces his shin right into his stomach.
Yeah. His top pressure is miserable.
Yep.
I don't know what Matt has on Cole, but Cole definitely does not like it.
Yeah, it was another armbar setup, and like I was gonna point that out, like just again in full speed, a nice controlled step over on the head, making a lot of difference to Cole's ability to escape here.
Caleb does here for the guard pass. He can score the guard pass, or is he going to switch to a knee?
There we go, Aiden. Good. I was like, what are you doing with the foot? Yeah, let's look at this again. So yes, I think something Aiden could do here, besides the toe hold, he's set up to start attacking like kind of an X guard position. He doesn't have like he could use this grip that he has on Caleb's leg. If he took his hand and just kind of like pulled it up, it would pull Caleb's heel or like I guess his ankle to his shoulder, and he could switch to an inside leg position, you know, hit an X guard and spread Caleb's base out. He could from there, since Caleb's a lot of weight is on Caleb's hands right now, he could like go to a reverse X guard, try to switch to like a cross ashigarami. He has a few opportunities to maneuver around Caleb right now. Attacking the toe hold isn't bad. It's going to make Caleb move. Probably not going to get the finish. Let's see, it's long. It's long because we're trying to stack paper, dude. Just watch it and let us get paid. God. In fact, it's probably a good time to tell you guys now. Eventually, I'm probably going to turn I think the ads will come on at the beginning of every stream, like just as you tune in. But I have ads turned off for like mid-stream ads. But if they turn on soon, don't be surprised. Not on this stream, but maybe in the future ones. And then, yeah, reminder during this, I guess, somewhat of a lull. If you guys have Amazon Prime, you have a free subscription to Twitch to any streamer you like. You probably only like one, and that's us, so you should use it on us. Yeah, ads. So yeah, subscribe monthly, because every month you'll have to redo it, and we'll be here to remind you. But if you guys want to support us even more, yeah, there's coffee.com down at the bottom there. But you can also just get longer subscriptions, right? There's a $5, a $10, and a $25 tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 subscriptions. And as we kind of get more into the affiliate stuff, we'll make the subscriptions more worth it and make it spiffy, give you some flair and badges and whatever else you do on Twitch. We're still learning, so. But it would be a good way to support us, and everything you've done so far, we're thankful for anyway. Keep on muffling each other. Did Aiden or Caleb get a sub in this match? I don't remember. I don't think they did.
So, no.
I think it was a lot of scrambling. Didn't he just headbutt him? He did. God. First headbutt missed. Second headbutt worked.
It was top of the head, straight to the forehead.
And Danny hit a similar regard attempt to what you did earlier from a north-south position. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. know, Danny just wants it more than you, man. And he's willing to do whatever it takes.
Then he told me I was fine. Seeing stars. You're fine.
Well, you're doing okay right now. As long as you don't get caught in his triangle. Ooh. Good. No. I was going to say a back take attempt. Looks like you're digging on an arm. Oh, roll, roll. Get that leg over the head. Dang. I don't know. Someone who wasn't concussed may have been able to finish that. But Caleb is showing obvious signs of like pugilistic dementia after that headbutt. Lesser athlete. Danny, the man with a diet of Slurpees and taquitos. Ooh, what do we got here? All right. Was that? It looked like a couple things. There was. What was that?
Yeah. It was either the Americana from Queso or
I couldn't tell. Yeah, it looked like a little straight, and then it did look like Danny had a fair amount of pressure on like the head here, just like the head and the neck. But I imagine it was more the arm that he had.
Give him a concussion. Try and break his arm.
Solid. Looks like he's pleading his case right now.
Yeah.
You know, like Caleb's collar drag works really well. Like that's, I mean, it's like it's such a great takedown. Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Like I mean, there's like even like Caleb's a big dude, right? But like even without having the weight behind it, like you're yanking someone down to the mat. You're not underneath them. You're getting out of the way of the way that they are traveling, and you can trip them, you know, as they're going. Like it's such a great takedown when it's executed well. It was an armbar.
Now he's got the heel
pressures to keep him down. Yeah. Danny going for like a backside 50-50.
Yeah. After
chastising Brooke. They're like way off camera. Let's get the chat out of the way. Danny going over for the knee bar. End of the round. What do you mean no knee bars? I love that our sport just has like those everlasting memes, like the knee bar guy. That was like 12 years ago too. I think it was a long time ago.
Who just got that sweep in the center? I didn't see who it was.
That was Joe and Aiden, I think.
Okay. Nice, Joe.
Yeah.
Very well. Yeah, very well done.
Look what happens at our school on a gi night. Everybody just says screw it.
Takes the gi off.
Takes the jacket off. Oh man, you were trying so hard on that.
I was, and she just stepped right over it. It's like, damn.
good.
So I'm trying that Makikomi or whatever, but it's really tough for me to hit when she's that high or that heavy on that side. I thought I could toss her over, but clearly I couldn't.
I think I hit one of those on like Aiden or Danny earlier in the week. I can't remember.
They work really well.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, she just was not having it. I'm still very tentative on where I'm allowed to put my arms without getting immediately, like, my arm snapped by putting the arm between the legs and trying to take her over.
Yeah.
I'm like sitting here second guessing where I can put my arm because I know I can't like reach through and grab her left leg, but I'm pretty sure I can go like around it, or I can go and grab her right leg. And I'm like sitting here hemming and hawing in my head and just wound up not doing anything.
Well, she was also doing a great job at like keeping her legs far and away and outside of your legs.
Yeah.
Right? Like right here, there's no leg. I mean, maybe her left leg you could grab, but like she's doing a good job of keeping them on the outside and taking away the chance for you to grab those.
And she's holding on to my left, like she's got a control. Her wrist is on my wrist for the most, like until right then.
Side?
Yeah, on my left side. So I'm not able to really do anything with my left wrist.
Yeah, like right there.
Yep.
Doing a good job. She's got the bottom hook in and just fighting like a dog to get that top hook. Excellent.
Yep, she gets it.
And now, but you had disrupted early on and got your shoulders to the mat.
Right.
So right when she got hip control, you won the shoulder control battle. What happened with Caleb and Austin? I guess. Yeah, it looks like they're relocating. Or, oh, no. Caleb just sinks in a reverse triangle.
Is that what that was?
I think so, yeah.
So he's got the arm.
Right, because the
That's
hamstrings on the neck.
Yeah, the white gi on white gi is tough.
Yeah. I really like how much our squad uses like alternative triangles to the front triangle. Gordon just made a post about that today. He posted his old or footage from his match against was it Halleck Gracie?
Yes.
Where he used the Ushiro Senkaku, the rear triangle, and the Hantai Senkaku as the actual finishing move the wrong way. But like I remember when that happened, like a lot of myself included, because I was pretty new in jiu-jitsu, I was like, that looks weird. Like that doesn't look like a normal triangle, and it wasn't. And a lot of those techniques used to be underutilized, and now I think they're in vogue a lot more these days.
Can you go back to where I had that leg entanglement on Brooke? Just a point. Keep going back. So it's here. I take her over. And I have it very deep. This is a 50-50. And like at this point, I could have finished, right? Like I was there, and I wasn't gonna start ripping. So, but I guess what I wanted to point out was like how my legs were. So I've pulled her into the 50-50 here, and I start going underneath to dig for I'm actually opting to push my knees, her knee down to the mat on my left side, in order to expose the heel, and then I'll go immediately back, I think. Um,
So you get the heel
or
there.
Yep,
She
and then
rolls
she
through.
starts
That's why.
rolling through. And so this gives me the opportune time to, like, as I start rolling through, I already have the grip. I have the heel exactly where I want it. I can dictate the movement now. So now my knees are pointing straight down to the mat. I've got them crossed. I have my legs crossed, and on her left, or on her right hip, I'm in no danger of getting heel hooked here, even though we're in 50-50. And I can basically just start applying as much pressure as I possibly want to here for the break. Like, I felt very good in this position.
Yeah. I noticed early on before the roll, like right here, you can see how you have your ankles crossed, and
Yep.
more importantly, you have your own, like, the leg in the 50-50 is the bottom ankle, right? Which that would be the leg that she would heel hook if she could, but you've hidden it early.
Exactly.
So now she's playing purely defensive. She can't play offense as a counter. And then here it's just like Dunzo.
Yep, and she does a good job. She's coming up to try and close the distance and attack the head. I wind up switching to move, and then she takes my back from here. But it was a good exchange.
Yeah. We are a squad, Ronnie.
Brooke is turning it up like a lot. In the past couple of times that I've rolled with her, she is always shooting through for the strangle.
Yeah.
Which gives me a lot to worry about, right? Like, no matter what I want to do, like throwing her over my shoulder, yeah, maybe I could do it, but I really have to think twice about it. So as soon as she goes in to threaten for the strangle, it's like, uh-oh, I need to address this before I start thinking about throwing anybody anywhere.
Yeah. You on the Kimura? Good use of the Kimura for control.
Yeah. Notice how Brooke is using her left shoulder to continue to get me looking the way that she wants me to look. Like, we just went over, we've been going over mount the past couple of weeks, and I know on Thursday, actually, in this class, like, I talked a lot about the ability for you to get your opponent to look in the direction that they don't want to go, right? And my knees are pointing away from Brooke. That's the direction that my knees, or that she wants my knees to point. And in order for my knees to continue to point that way, my head also has to point that way. So she's doing a really good job of underhooking my head, giving me a strong cross face, and then using that shoulder to drive my chin in the opposite direction. So even though, I've got my hand on her knee, my left hand is on her knee or thigh to try and, push it in between my legs, I can't get a strong enough push in order to capture her leg, because I can't look to the right. I would have to swing my legs out to the right and then recapture her leg, and I can't do that because I'm looking the opposite way. So, like, that's a very good highlight of a strong top game, is when you see somebody controlling somebody that way.
Can't tell if Austin has his if he's gotten caught with his ankles crossed in back control. You see that?
Yeah, I can't.
Looks like Caleb's triangling his ankles.
Right.
But I think it might be close to crossed ankle, straight ankle counter. Who got that tap? I guess. Assume Austin did. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I think it was.
Austin isn't clutching his ankles right now in pain, so.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so me and Brooke decided to roll through. She does a really good job. Like, so you can tell I'm trying to go for those back takes. Like, I'm trying to pin her hand across my body and start working up. And as soon as I get those grips, she actually stands up and gets out. Like, she does a really good job of getting her legs back, and then her upper body comes right after it to pull straight out of that lockdown type of I mean, it's not a lockdown, but I'm trying to lock her down by getting the opposite wrist and then reaching over to the far lat.
Like from this open guard,
just like this.
Sort of fight you're having, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what she does if she's gonna do that here, but she just yanked her arm out there. I went in for the leg.
I think back here. This was the exchange before you started mentioning it.
I feel like she's done this a lot to me. Yeah, so I pass off the wrist. See how she's grabbing my left wrist, I pass it off to my right. And then as soon as I go for that lat grip, she immediately pulls straight out. Here, I pass off, I'm reaching for the lat. She sees that, puts her hands on the mat, hips and immediately pops up.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I can't, hand fights out.
Right, and then I can't effectively get up fast enough. What it gives me opportunities for is shooting in for the leg. Mm-hmm. And that's what was going through my mind here. I was like, oh, well, she's going to posture up and I'm going to shoot in for the leg. But she dropped down a lot faster than I was anticipating. So she sprawled really heavy on me. And she's going around for these back takes.
It looks like you guys are primarily working, or Brooke is working passing. Is that what was going on here?
Yeah. I mean, we were rolling, but that's kind of how the exchange started to go, and I think we just played into it.
Yeah. Let's see if Caleb collar drags Joe. Oh, Joe's trying to hit like a Tomonagi or something.
Yeah.
Sashi.
Yeah, but she hit her heel really well. I'm sure she knew what she was doing. It wasn't by accident, but if it was by accident, it was a happy accident. She just folded her legs in really nice before I could snatch a grip on her foot. Also want to point out this is the first time that she's taken her socks off in training in quite some time.
I think somebody was giving her crap about that on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Caleb with a big sloppy walk around on Joe. It's going to be hard to see because I think Brooke kind of obscures it here. But like right here, whenever you're in side control and you put your hand on that far side of the guy's head, there's like one thing you're gonna do, right? And it's walk around to the other side. So that kind of telegraphs it. And I think Joe put that together here, because you could see he immediately starts like framing on the hip, right? And framing the leg, and then now Caleb's doing this walk around from a really elevated position with very little control over the arm, if any. None actually. So not much of a positional advancement in my opinion. He's in on a leg here. He doesn't have it doesn't look like he has a triangle on the primary leg, which I'd like to see if you're gonna work that like reverse ashi position. But yeah, I guess my main point there, like if I had to give you a tip, Caleb, when you're making this turn, no reason for you to be upright. Like you can pressure the head like this and work from this position, right? Stay nice and heavy, with your chest pinning them, whether they're on their back or whether they're on their side. Like once you get up like this, he has all the room to disrupt your positional advancement or your submission attempt. He has a good opportunity to regard. Looks like it's where y'all ended up. He gets into half guard.
Yeah, I mean, when you're thinking about it the next time, I treat it, and again, going back to Danaher and his DVD or his instructional training and stuff, like he talks about like the step over armbar, which it was essentially like this, or even the go behind, as being set up very similar to that of, if not exactly the same as a dorsal Kimura position, right? You're trying to isolate the arm, head into the hip, and then knees pinching around the bottom shoulder, right? Or around the head, actually, head to shoulder connection. So thinking about it that way, like you should be very, very low, as Matt's saying, on Joe as you're starting to walk across, and you can methodically position yourself around with very low, even pressure.
Yeah. Ended up getting, I think, an Americana. Couldn't see how the arm was positioned, but got the tap. Are you working that reach back
Trying.
on the leg? Yeah.
It does not work out for me. She immediately snatches a body triangle and then threatens me with a strangle. I'm like, damn it. Now I gotta figure out how to get out of her body triangle. We were just pinned right up against the pillar, so.
With like 10 seconds left.
Yeah.
Caleb had a cheeky little roll there. Let's see what's going on here.
Foot on the ankle. Now he's got it down on the shin. Okay. That was nice.
Kind of gives up top position.
Yeah, I was gonna say Joe winds up in the
Damn, look at that body, right, Danny. It's a real man's physique. Oops. All right. Let's see these two get after it.
See if we can find the Easter egg.
I don't think it's gonna be that hidden.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
excellent.
Really curious. Yes, I love seeing this. Hell, it may be right up front.
If he gets it from the bottom position, oh my God, he does.
Right?
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, so let's see the finish. Because I know he took a little bit to... Well, it seemed like a little bit to work it, but right now I'm...
So he doesn't have an arm in, right? Which would be ideal if he did. Like that would be like a full-on triangle, right? Because that's like a triangle should still be a triangle, I think. Like I think I've seen it that way. But right now he doesn't have an arm in on this.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm pretty sure the hand is through, but the elbow is not. So I think Austin he's like, his left arm was pulling on the hand, and now he's actually going for a straight ankle lock.
I love it. Like the three of you over here.
Yeah.
Just like what is happening right now?
Okay, yeah, so he snuck it. So
yeah,
his arm was through.
I don't think it was. Look, like you can see.
But the elbow is back. His hand was through, but but it wasn't over the shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the very beginning on that. Yeah, it did kind of take a while. That's rad.
Like, I'd never seen one in the wild before.
Yeah.
You know, like I've seen people talk about it on Instagram or whatever, YouTube.
Hey man, Austin's an innovator.
He is. What can I say? Yeah, if we're doing gi, generally speaking, later in the matches, we're taking our gi tops off.
Oh, yes, yeah, okay, you're right. So yeah, the arm does get stuck in there from the beginning, but the elbow's out.
Yeah, and it's like the whole time. I bet.
Go ahead.
No, I don't know whether Aiden is trying to shove his arm through or he physically can't get his arm out because it's like pinned in between, like, just, you know, his leg and Austin's legs. Like that whole labyrinth in there, you know.
Yeah, and like, if he, let's see. I mean, so right now Aiden's left arm is outside of his own left leg. If Austin had trapped it while the left arm was inside the left leg,
yeah,
right, it would have been even better. Because yeah, his forearm is still in here, but it's the difference between, like, just, I can't see what I'm doing, but like having the arm on the outside versus the inside would have made all the difference. It would have made this a possible strangle.
Yeah.
But either way, like, it's like extremely controlling and uncomfortable, and I love that he realized he had the ankle here, and he's like, oh hey, I'll just attack this, and then he goes through on the finish there. That's great. Way to be alert on that.
They're both hurt. He got one with the neck, the other with the arm.
Austin was super stoked for his Peruvian necktie that he got on, or Aiden was stoked for the Peruvian necktie that he got on Austin earlier in the week. So I think Austin
got him back.
Was ready to do something flashy.
Nice regard.
Yeah, man.
Very well done.
I don't know why.
Very
Aiden
interesting.
sat down.
You got the back, but yeah, that was a strange exchange. Caleb demanded that Brooke put her gi on. You know, this is a gi class.
It's only gi. You gotta control her any way you can.
Yeah, that is very true.
Or you can catch my instructional that I released on YouTube about how to make her belly flap. Have a whole system. Nice. I like that Aiden stuck to that even with Austin's arms still in. Like, that is not enough of a defense. In fact, I don't even know if you could call that a defense, like having that arm in. You may feel kind of safe, like you're wedging in and you can't tighten up as much. It's not the case.
It's another thing to take up space, really.
Yep. Yeah, it could be his forearm and bicep, or it could be your own hand digging into your neck. It doesn't matter. Your carotid arteries don't care. Damn, Aiden in the lead with the subs on this highly accurate scoreboard. Might win it this week. And botches the big step over pass. See if Brooke can withstand the straight arm pressure from Caleb. Yep, he got it. Did you hit the tap?
I think you did.
It looks like he did. A little bit of time to spare, too. I'm going to assume it was a verbal tap.
Yeah.
Good. I like seeing Austin get strangled with the Katagatame. Man, awesome training.
Yeah, it was a good night.
Really good. Good to see everybody putting in work, doing cool new stuff, and having fun with it. All right, great. Well, that wraps up our first stream as affiliates. Thank you guys. We really appreciate all the support. And yeah, if you want to keep supporting us, just keep subscribing with Twitch every month. Other than that, you can also buy the tier 1, 2, and 3 subscriptions, and we'll get those set up more and more as time goes on. And don't bitch at me about ads, because you're going to watch them. So, other than that, we will be back to our regularly scheduled programming this week. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. We'll see you all on the mats this week. Go trim your nails. Do your laundry. Don't be stinky.
Be stinky.
And, yeah.
Catch you tomorrow.
Anything else?
No, that's about it. Bring all your questions to class. If you're new to the chat, go ahead and chime in next time. Yeah.
Follow us. Subscribe.
Yeah.
All that good shit. All right, guys. We'll see you guys this week.
Later.